What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're back in the kitchen for another highly requested recipe. Today I'll be showing you how to make jerk salmon pasta. But before we do that, please take a quick second to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to hit that bell to enable notifications as well. All right, guys, we're getting this party started with two beautiful salmon fillets. You know I like to leave the skin on, but if the skin's not your thing, you can have your butcher remove it or just use a sharp knife and remove it. But there's lots of nutrients and I actually enjoy the flavor of the skin. We're gonna season both sides with my all-purpose season. If you haven't grabbed that yet, you can get it via the link in the description box. There is a discount code for you there as well. We're also going down with a little bit of jerk seasoning here. You can pick this up at most grocery stores in the seasoning aisle. Flip it over and give the other side the same love. I like to season the presentation side last, that way it's more even. It just looks prettier. So we're going down with the all-purpose seasoning and the jerk seasoning as well. Make sure that it's seasoned adequately. So far, so good. Now we're gonna make our marinade. Walkerswood is my jerk marinade of choice, but you can use other brands. They have good products out there also. Going in with 2 tablespoons of the Walkerswood jerk paste, along with some lime juice and some dried thyme. As always, guys, the specific measurements and ingredients can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. Going in with a little ground allspice or pimento berry. Break out the whisk and mix to combine, and then we're gonna add the salmon in there and just make sure that it's nicely coated in that marinade. You wanna let this marinate for at least 30 minutes. I don't really wanna marinate it much longer than that, maybe an hour max. And that's how we're looking. Gonna pop that in the refrigerator for a little bit. Meanwhile, we're gonna boil our noodles. For this, you use penne noodles or rigatoni. Just make sure that you salt your pasta water. While we wait for that water to come up to a boil, we're gonna prep our veggies. So today we have a green bell pepper and a red bell pepper and 1 yellow onion. You can dice them up a little bit smaller if you don't like the larger pieces of veggies, but I prefer them in strips like so, about the same size as our noodles. That way everything fits on the fork together. So that's kind of what we're going for here. For the bell pepper, we're gonna cut the top off, put it face down, and then slice around the core. That way the seeds remain intact and you can just chuck that into the trash. There we go. Again, just cutting these into nice slices. As you can see here, this Dow Strong knife is making quick work of these veggies. You can get your knife via the link in the description as well. There we go. We got some red bell pepper, some green bell pepper, and some onion. You could throw in whatever color bell pepper you want for this, guys. I just like the look of the green and the red. Our water is up to a boil. We're gonna add our noodles and stir them to ensure they don't stick together. And next, we're moving on to our sauce. So get your nice big skillet hot and ready. And then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter, and then we're gonna cook these veggies. So we're going in with the onions and the red and green bell pepper. Using a wooden spatula here to make sure we don't scratch up this nice Dow Strong frying pan. And now we're going down with some all-purpose seasoning, a little bit of that ground allspice, and some jerk seasoning. And we're just gonna cook these until they sweat down a bit, probably 3 to 5 minutes. Going in with a tablespoon or so of that Walkerswood jerk paste. The more you use of that, guys, the spicier your recipe is going to be, so it's totally up to you and your spice preference. Walkerswood also has a hot variation. Today I'm using the mild because I'm kind of a punk, but if you're not, go ahead and go with the hot. We're going in with a teaspoon of each of garlic and ginger paste. We're going to mix that in too. Your house is going to be smelling absolutely amazing at this point. Next, we're going in with a tablespoon or so of all-purpose flour. This is gonna help thicken our sauce. It's totally optional. If you like a thinner sauce, you don't have to use it. But once your veggies are nice and tender, we're gonna add that all-purpose flour and just mix to incorporate that. Cook that off for about a minute. And then we're going in with our heavy cream and some half and half. Again, all the specific measurements and ingredients can be found in the description box below, so don't forget to check that out. At this point, I'm gonna bring this up to a boil and then reduce it down to a simmer. I'm going in with some Cajun seasoning here, followed by some jerk seasoning. You wanna taste and adjust the flavor to your preference and adjust the heat as well. If for some reason it's too thick or too spicy, you can add some more cream. Once it reaches a boil, reduce the heat, turn the heat off completely, and then we're gonna add our Parmesan cheese. About a cup or so of that, depending on how cheesy you want your pasta to be. Say it with me, guys, looking good. This is one of my favorite pasta dishes, guys. You guys know I love jerk chicken. Jerk salmon's amazing also. You can do this with jerk shrimp. Really, you can add whatever protein you want to this. All right, we're gonna keep mixing in that cheese until everything's well combined and your sauce is nice and smooth. You can see it's thickened up beautifully. And now we're gonna add our rigatoni noodles. Along with 1/4 cup of that pasta water. That pasta water has some starch from the pasta being boiled. It's gonna help thicken up your sauce a little bit as well, and just kind of bring everything together. So now we're gonna stir in those rigatoni noodles. Basically have a jerk Alfredo here. At this point, you wanna taste it and adjust the seasoning as needed. I went ahead and added a little bit more all-purpose seasoning there. Oh man, that looks good. Honestly, guys, if you're trying to be on the vegetarian kick, you could eat this straight up just like that. But we're going in with that delicious salmon that we prepared earlier. So heat your cast iron skillet. We're going flesh side down first to get a beautiful color. Preheat your oven to 400 degrees. We're gonna sear this for about 60 seconds or until it gets a nice, beautiful caramelization on the flesh side. Going in with a tablespoon of butter as well, because why the hell not? Let's see what we got. Oh man, look at that jerk salmon. Fantastic color on there. You can baste it a little bit with this butter. Going in with an extra tablespoon of butter because I care about my health so much. So tilt your skillet towards you and just baste each piece of salmon with that butter. Oh my goodness, look at that. I wish I could jump in there with it. Few money shots for you guys. Pop that in the oven for about 10 minutes and then you have a finished product right here. I like my salmon at about 135 degrees internal temperature. And I know it's there because I'm using my digital food thermometer, which will be on sale for you guys very soon. Anywhere between 135 and 140 is a sweet spot for me, but cook it to your liking. Now it's time to plate this up. We got some delicious pasta here. We're gonna go down with a big pile of that pasta. And then we're gonna lay our salmon fillet right on top. Oh man, it doesn't get much better than that, guys. I cannot wait for you guys to try this recipe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you're planning on trying this one. Going down with a little fresh chopped parsley for a pop of color. And all that's left to do, my friends, is give this a taste test. Where is my fork? Let's see how flaky and moist that salmon is. Oh man. Moment of truth. This is the one, guys. You got to give this one a try. Definitely a fork drop moment. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that bell to enable notifications. And as always, thank you for your support.